Hi, John. Welcome to Furniture Success Podcast.
Hello. Are you?
Can yeah, good, good. Thank you for showing up today, and I'm really excited, John. And can you share your journey of starting Best Mobile Furniture Repair? What motivated you to go into furniture repair business?
Yeah. It's been about 30 some odd years that I've been in the furniture industry. And it started, I think, way back in the late 1980s when I saw an ad in the back of a magazine and it said, learn how to do vinyl repair. Of course, back then it was something very unusual, and but it kind of caught my attention. I thought, well, there's vinyl everywhere: cars, boats, restaurants, the booths, and I thought it was very unusual. So I wanted to do something that was unique, not like everyone else. So I ordered this kit online. It was a learn at home system. It comes with simulated furniture pieces in the kit. It has a block of wood wrapped in vinyl, and it tells you the book. It's about 200 pages. It tells you to cut it and then how to repair the holes and stuff. And the rest is all practice. And so I actually learned all that from a book, and I got really well at it. And I started servicing car lots and boat stores, and restaurant booths, stuff like that. But then I started to really like doing furniture instead. And all the other furniture repairs came in because while I was there to do a vinyl or leather repair in a customer's home, a customer would ask me, they would say, could you fix this? It had nothing to do with leather, just something else wrong with the furniture. I'd say, well, I could try. And that's how I learned everything. I learned everything on my own. I learned how to fix frames, springs, blind stitching, leather repair. Of course, I already knew that. And then all the other stuff came about. Um, and then, so I started doing that, and I did that for about 30 years in people's homes. I ended up with accounts from furniture stores, mostly in the state of Georgia.
Mhm.
And so claims, customers, something would be under warranty, and the furniture stores would call me. I'd go to their home and fix it. And then there was also, of course, cash customers, people just calling because they want to have their furniture fixed. And then,
Mhm.
so that all happened. And then I did that for years, and I decided to work for a company. I figured maybe I can help a very large company with the issues that I'm seeing that they have with furniture. And so I went to work as a furniture service coordinator for a very large company. They had over 2,000 stores nationwide. And so I helped with all the service end because I understood technicians and repairs and stuff like that. And then they asked me if I would work for them in the merchandising department instead. This way, we could actually prevent problems before they happen rather than addressing them as they happen. So I started doing, reverse engineering inspections on new sets from vendors that try to sell the store, and so I would look and find what would be a defect before we got it. Because once a large store like that has a defect and it's already in people's homes all across the country, it's very expensive to have technicians go into all their homes and fix these defects. And
Mhm.
um, and then I was the director of field services for another company where I managed technicians across the United States as well. And so I got all this knowledge and everything. And I decided one day I want to create my own. I have enough experience to do this. And so here we are with Best Mobile Furniture Repair.
And like, what makes Best Mobile Furniture Repair stand out in the furniture repair industry? What makes you
Okay.
different than others? Yeah.
That's a great question. And
Mhm.
there are differences because I do know the competitors. I know basically how most of them do their business. And so what separates us is, first of all, the knowledge of furniture repair. We have
Mhm.
over 30 some odd years and knowledge of furniture damages and repairs and stuff, which is very important because there are companies who start this type of thing, but they don't have excuse me, people who manage the phone calls with the customers and with the clients. they really have to understand furniture repair. Um, I know of a company that used to have customer service reps, and what they would do is they would take the phone calls from the customers or the clients, but you have to be really good at triaging.
Mhm.
With what the customer tells you the issue is, we have to understand what's causing that issue, not the customer, not the client, because they're not educated with that. And so it's very important when you use a furniture repair service company to make sure that whoever answers the phones, whoever does the triaging, the parts ordering, if they do any parts ordering, you don't want to have the wrong parts ordered. It gets very frustrating for a customer when that happens. But we understand everyone that I have in my company take calls understands furniture repair work very good, and so that's I think the key to it all of what separates us. And then of course a good CRM system.
Mhm.
We have a CRM where our clients, furniture stores that use us regularly, they go in there and they can create work order. And simplified that CRM because what I've learned from companies I worked for is we were constantly on the phone retraining their people how to enter a work order or so I get on there with the IT department and I started saying, remove this button, take that button out. I don't need this option. We don't need options. Sometimes
Mhm.
options are confusing. I want when they first go in there, create work order. There's a button right there, customer's contact information, upload a picture if you'd like, and then create. And then it comes to us. And so that works out very well and everyone loves it. They love using it once they try it. And the other thing is we have a live chat box so that a furniture store can go in there without having to call us. They can go in there, they can go into a specific customer that, and their work order, and they can ask us a question about it. And within minutes, we reply to them in that same
Mhm.
chat box. So, yeah, they love it. So, communication with the stores, with the customers, and just, the most important thing is keeping the customers from calling the stores. They don't want
Mhm.
that. They don't want to hear the complaints. They don't want to get their phones blown up. So basically, when it comes to us, we make sure we handle it, contact the customer right away. And another thing that I'm really set on is that we follow the work order right from the start to the finish. A lot of
Mhm.
companies don't do this. So, in other words, if you don't hear anything from a customer, you've sent the work order a technician. Where are they at? If you don't pay attention to the current work orders, what's going to happen is that customer is going to call the client and say, I haven't heard from a technician. Or, you want to prevent that. So you watch, monitor them from the start to the end until it's completed. And that's what we do.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, like simple things always can easily maintain scale, like scalable, and also like you can train and educate your team easily. If you make it very simple and easy to use for them, and instead of having complicated systems
Yeah, we
in
don't
your
want that.
business. Yeah. And I was gonna ask you, how do you maintain such a high level of customer satisfaction in the mobile repair service industry? It's tough. You partially answered that question, but do you have anything else other than CRM? The ticketing system in your business, like how do you train your people? Maybe you can give more insights about that.
Yeah. Okay. So, being very selective of who you have going to people's homes is very important. You can't have one without the other. If you have a technician that he's very good at repairing things, but he's not very good with his personality. It's kind of funny how they work hand in hand. You have to have a good personality. If the customer likes you, no matter how bad the problem is, they're going to give you a chance. If a technician, this is what I've learned over time, is that if a technician fixes it perfectly, they could still have a problem with the technician because they didn't like their attitude. So then they'll actually call a client and say, I don't like the way he parked on my driveway. Repair's great. I don't like the way he parked on my driveway, or he walked on my lawn or something like that. So they have to have a good personality, be skilled, of course. And that's the other thing that may interest you is the difference in technicians today. I'm old school. I did it for many years. I know a lot of old school guys, and we have great conversations because we understand each other. It's like a language when we discuss furniture damages and repairs and techniques and stuff. Today, there is a lot of companies that use people who are not real skilled technicians. What it is they try to cover area so fast that they crash course technicians. They'll have them, they'll teach them for 3 weeks and then send them out to people's homes. Now, you got to be careful with that because some things take years to develop. So there are, what I like to call installers, and then there's real craftsmen. And craftsmen usually can do anything, wood repair, leather repair, frames, springs, blind stitching. They could do it all. But that's kind of fading out. It really is. And we're starting to lose a lot of that from today's generation. Um, I just think they don't put in the time like they used to back in the day. They don't want to take something. They want to do something that takes a lot of time to learn, get good at the skills, the color blending and color matching and stuff like that. There's a lot of technicians who do not do wood repair, do not do leather repair. And it's frustrating because I think that if you're a furniture repair technician, it's supposed to cover it all. That means you fix furniture. And so I trained a lot of guys to how to do leather repair. They would be scared of it because the whole heat process and this, that, and the other. And so I would do my own videos and show them and say, look, this is how fast it is. 10, 15 minutes in a customer's house, you just solved a very expensive leather sofa issue from being returned back to the client. And so I am selective of who I use, but here's the thing. Because not everyone today knows how to do all those color matching skills, now you have to get selective of who you assign certain jobs to. And this is another thing that some companies do not do well is, we get to know all of our technicians. We see what the job is first. If it's wood repair, we're not just going to assign who populates for that area, multiple choice. We're actually we're going to make sure that whoever we send does wood repair to a job that has a wood damage. And so we are very careful who we use for each particular job. Now, if there's two guys that do wood repair, but we know the one is just a little bit better at wood repair than the other technician, of course we're gonna pick them. So we handpick each one who we think is going to be best for that particular job.
Wow. And how do you keep up with the changing needs of furniture repair and maintenance, like especially with new materials being used in furniture?
Yeah. So we like to put some information out there if something's changed or if something becomes an issue, something that's difficult for technicians to figure out. So we update them on new types of parts and stuff. And also, if there's a technique that we've learned, even I had to learn because it's something brand new out in the field, then I'll share that with the technicians. I'll make either a short video or I'll send them instructions, to update that. Materials really have changed, as you know. There's a lot of MDF, medium density fiber. And so essentially it's like, basically like a paper. And so now it used to be that you could use like an epoxy putty, and if you bashed a corner on a table, you can actually put that putty on there, let it harden. You could sand it, shape it, form it just like the other corners, spray blend the colors so it blends in, and that worked well. Now with this MDF stuff, if you bang the corner, it puffs up just like paper does, and so now
Mhm.
you got to shave it with a razor blade, and then you have to soak it with some liquid glue to make it a hard surface so that you can even sand it, because you can't sand paper with sandpaper. So there's certain that's just an example of some of the things that changed over time.
Mhm.
So we
Mhm.
keep them updated on anything new that we find that's a little bit of a curveball in the furniture repair world.
Yeah, and there's more electronics involved, right? With the
Yes.
recliners and
Yeah.
other,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So furniture repair, I think the number one call that we used to get was dog damages. The dog chewed the
Mhm.
sofa, they chewed the table leg, or a broken frame on a sofa. Right now, the number one call in the whole country for us is power recliners going out.
Okay, yeah.
And, the remote went out, the power supply went out, the switch went out, some cable is burnt up. But it's the number one call. We get calls every single day on that, and so that's pretty much the king.
Mhm. Yeah. And like you built a successful business in a niche industry, and what challenges have you faced and how did you overcome them?
With the business in general, um,
Yeah, yeah, like because like as a business owner, like you are in a very niche industry like furniture repair and it's consistently changing. But at the same time, you want to scale, like you are a very successful business owner. Even you have experience, from your background, still you need to manage your team. You need to, educate them, and also you need to deal with customers, and and you are solving problems, and it's not easy. And what challenges have you faced, and how did you overcome them? Because like you're still, you have a still active business, and you didn't give up.
yeah, it is a challenge. I won't deny that. Every day is a challenge. It's not the matter of data entry, where you could just enter a customer, send the work order, technician's got it, goes there, fixes it, and then he sends in the tech report. You're done. It's each one. There are some things that you really have to dig into to find out what the issues were with that customer's furniture, or what the problem was with the customer itself, between them and the client, and what's going on with that. And so it is a challenge every single day. You do have to hustle. I don't think there's an easy way around it. If you find an easy way around this, you're shortcutting some important points. Okay. Somewhere along the line, it's going to bite you if you're not being very detailed. If it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work because you're managing it all the way from the incoming call to the triaging with the customer to find out what that problem could be, what it's going to take to fix it, where they're located, which is pretty simple in our CRM. We just type the zip code in, and our technicians populate for that area. And then, of course, you have to follow up with the technicians. And then you also have, like, if a technician didn't fix something, and you look at it, or I look at it with a lot of experience and say, yeah, I think that could have been fixed. Now you have to address, of course, you have to address those things with the technicians and say, you could have fixed that. And so, because completion ratio is very important. Um, when I worked for other companies, I don't usually, I'm not going to specify, or I'm not going to say who, but when I worked for other companies, I saw some of the completion ratios at like 50%,
Wow.
60%. And if they were in the 60% range, they were in the safe mode. That's unacceptable. 60% is, to me, is terrible. You need to be in the 90s. and of course you can't always fix everything because you find out it needs another part, or there's some kind of surprise when you get there. But those completion ratios you need to keep really, really good on top of because you want to close this work order out. Yeah, so
Mhm.
it's a lot of work. You just have to keep at it. There's no simple way. Yet.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. And what types of furniture or brands tend to need the most repairs? And how
Oh,
does
you
your team tackle those? You don't need to mention brands maybe, but I know, cheap Chinese, made or like
yeah,
Vietnamese, like some
I
important
cannot
furniture.
wait. Um, Supposedly we're going to be bringing all this manufacturing back to the U.S. I hope it really happens because
Mhm.
I love that. Absolutely love the idea of us bringing the furniture manufacturing back to our country. Um, so yeah, a lot of stuff that's made in Vietnam and China.
Mhm.
It's tough. There's not a lot of good stuff out there, and so um, as far as brands go and stuff, well, if it has a brand, it's usually better than ones that don't have a brand, like some of the stuff coming from China. I can't even pronounce the names, some of them. But yeah, it's fast production. It's
Mhm.
quantity. It's get it in and get it out. You're gonna get that with that kind of mentality. So or that kind of those kind of goals. But yeah, I really wish they bring the manufacturing back to the Carolinas and
Mhm.
start developing here. I miss it.
Mhm. And what types of furniture like tend to need most repairs? You mentioned like recliners, but how about other types of furniture?
Uh, Sofas do too.
Mhm.
Sofas need repairs a lot too. Sometimes it could be something severe, but a lot of times it's minor stuff with sofas. People are very meticulous with their furniture, um, and um, And so, the seats are sinking in. Why they are, I don't know. We have to send a technician out there. They may have to fix the springs or may have to add some fillers. So there's a lot of different things with sofas that go wrong. Sometimes we get as little as, the little welt cording or the seam is crooked, from the factory. And, we get a lot of stuff like that. And then tables and stuff. It's not a big call on tables anymore, not with clients, with furniture stores. Usually that's with, cash customers that, their dog, chewed up the legs or some crazy thing, or they spilt the chemicals on top of their table, which a very big one of those is the, those little incense that you plug in the wall to make the house smell good. It's got the little glass bottle, and it's got the liquid in it.
Mhm.
Very bad. A lot of calls on those because, as a matter of fact, my table has it right now. It needs my repair because my daughter had unplugged the scent unit and plugged her phone in to charge it. And when you lay them on the side, almost all of them leak when you lay them on the side. And
Wow.
I don't know what that oil is, but it strips the finish off of a table faster than acetone, faster than fingernail polish remover. And so we get a lot of calls like that for cash customers. And I'm sorry, I
Mhm.
think I missed your original question there.
No,
Furniture
that's perfect. Yeah.
repairs. Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
It- so I was gonna ask a different question, like, how has your mobile service model helped you meet customer needs more efficiently? So you work with individuals plus companies, right, John?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We have some contractors. Yes.
Yeah, and how your business model, mobile service business model, help you, meet customer needs more efficiently?
Um. Well, um, I saw that previously there was a question about on-site repairs versus
Mhm.
shop repairs. Is that something like what you're talking about?
Uh,
Um,
yes, similar to that, like, because like you cover like almost uh, everywhere, right, in the
Yeah,
United States. So you
not
have a
everywhere.
different business.
You
Almost,
can cover
yeah.
the whole country, but you can't cover every town in every country. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, in the whole country.
You mentioned like maybe some were in Colorado or like Utah. Maybe you missed, but you cover almost all of the major cities in the United States. So uh, could you talk about your business model and how you scale that model and how you work? And how that business model helped you meet your customer needs, more efficiently.
Yeah, more efficiently. Well, it's a pretty simple process to getting to the customer, getting the repair taken care of. The technician reports, everything is a system pretty much. And you have to follow a system, especially when you're that widespread. You're servicing the whole country. You've got to be able to have a system in place. Um, it works out actually pretty well. It really does. There's nothing too complicated about it. It's busy, is what it is. It's being
Mhm,
busy. It's hustling because you're getting a lot of calls coming in, and every single customer is just important. Is the next, and so you have to, like I mentioned a moment ago, we track the calls. So rather than hearing from the customer that either something was unsuccessful or they didn't hear from the technician or whatever it is, we'll check back with the customer. Contacting the customer right away is very important because let's just say we're in an area that's really hard to have a technician go to because there's some areas that are like in Wyoming or Montana that are, really, there's not many people even there. So
mhm.
if we have a technician that's going to make it to a customer. They're going to do the job for us, but it's going to take them 3 weeks to get there. Like, it's okay. Call the customer and let them know. Get it scheduled because as long as you get them scheduled, they're not going to call the client. They're not going to call complaining because they at least know that we're on it. They've got somebody, the appointment's set. They're going to be taken care of, and that's a very important thing. Is the communication with the customers immediately.
I see. And I want to ask you like about a strong local presence like and reputation in your business model like especially for a mobile service like how important is that in your business
Is
model?
the reputation?
Yeah,
Yeah, very
local
important.
presence and strong, but I'm just trying to understand like um how do you compete with your competitors in all 50 states, and how do you manage your reputation and like service quality and local presence like that's really hard,
I think I know what you're saying. So,
yes.
the bigger you are, it's harder to keep the quality because you have the quantity coming in. How do you manage everything from state to state and still keep that quality and reputation? That's a job too. It really is. We don't keep technicians around if they're unwilling to follow procedures and to be courteous to the customer, have a good personality, and very skilled to take care of things. So that's like it's an individual process. We get to learn every one of the technicians and their skills, and if they're good, if they're not so good, and we of course send all the work to the ones that are the ones that have the best outcomes, the best completion ratio. We get a lot of compliments straight from the customers as well, telling us how fantastic the technician was. It was so knowledgeable. We get that every day, and I'm so happy to hear that because besides it being good for the company, you know, it's a good feeling. It's something that I always liked when I was a technician. That's what kept me in it for 30 years, doing it in people's homes, is because there's something uh, that's very fulfilling about taking something damaged that someone's bothered by, being able to fix it, and they're surprised that you were even able to fix it. And so I carry that over to my company. to this company, to this nationwide company. That's why I have a high expectation for my technicians, maybe not as high as my own when I go into a customer's house because of all the years experience I've had. But I do know where they should be to make the customer happy, and we try to do it with every customer. It's not always going to happen, but you just have to work on that every single day.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, consistency is the key, right?
Yes, very
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, it's hard to keep that consistency. But for the most part, we do very well. I think that one of the other things is that the technicians knowing that I know so much about furniture and I've been in it so long, um, you know, it leaves very little excuse for not getting things taken care of because if you try to explain to customer service reps or someone who doesn't understand furniture why you keep having jobs you can't fix things with, and you're gonna try to explain that to someone who's done it for 30 years. It's a little bit more difficult to pass that off as non-fixable. So yeah.
Mhm. And what role does customer education play in, play in your business, and how do you educate your customers about carrying their furniture? I know you cannot educate everybody, but of course, like you will be giving some advices, after you repair the furniture, like, hey, you can maintain it like that, and it keeps uh customer satisfaction high because, like, uh people will be maintaining it, and you fix the problem and it didn't occur it again, right?
Oh, I see.
So yeah,
There's a little
so
bit of that extra education you give to the customer when you're there doing you to finish the repair job.
correct.
I used to do that all the time. I loved that because there's so many things that customers do not know.
Mhm.
And like a lot of these products that are out there, these chemical products and oils and this, that, and the other that you put on furniture. And I hate to say it because some people in the furniture industry may not like me for this, but hey, I'm going to say the truth. I don't like a lot of that stuff. Okay. Furniture polishes to put them on, tables, for example. Well, tables have a barrier on there. It's a clear coat barrier. So, like Pledge, let's give you an example of Pledge. It's been around for 100 and something years. It's been used by, it's everywhere. Um, Very bad for your furniture because, basically you're putting something on a surface that has a barrier. So basically, it's just sitting on top of it. It's basically bubble gum that you're putting
Mhm.
on there. And then when it's funny because it would turn to like a haze and it would no longer be shiny. So a customer would think, oh, it's went away. It's not shiny anymore. Let me do this once a week. So they put another one. Well, every layer you put on that table stays on that table. It doesn't just go away. It doesn't evaporate. It just loses the shine so you can't see it. Now, when you can tell is if you ever go to strip a table and use sandpaper, you'll gum up a piece of sandpaper in a second. You'll just ruin the sandpaper. It's bubble gum. It's terrible. Um, a lot of stuff that people put on leathers, and a lot of people will disagree with me that I've had very coated leathers.
Mhm.
You know, I always found Dawn dish soap to be great. A little bit, just a tiny bit of Dawn dish soap in a bucket of water. You wring it out really well, wipe it down. It gets the oils from your hair, from your skin off of the sofa. It leaves a little bit of a shine. It smells good and it's harmless. And so that's what I would suggest to some customers too. There's just a couple examples of what teach them about. So a lot of those miracle bottles of all kinds of things you put on, if don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. And so I remember years ago, Windex used to have, they had, you remember when they used to have the label that you had to read through the blue glass cleaner to read the instructions? It would say vinyl on it. Well, it had ammonia in it. And so restaurants started spraying all their boots down at the end of every shift with Windex. And so I used to do reupholstering for restaurants. So I would reupholster all the vinyl booths, and they'd come back to me and say, John, this stuff isn't even a year old. Why is this stuff cracking everywhere? And so, of course, my first question is, what do you use to clean it with? They said, Windex. And I says, oh my gosh, I was getting a headache. Um, it causes plasticizer migration, which vinyl has like an oil in it. Okay, it has plasticizers in it. What happens is when they're actually when they come out of the vinyl starts to turn back into a plastic, because vinyl is a plastic. When that chemical comes out, it starts to get hard and brittle, and it starts to crack because it's no longer flexible. So all the boots that get destroyed and stuff. So little tips like that I do give them. I warn them how to when they would have like a damaged mechanism in the recliner. I would tell them what's causing it. The
Yes.
way that they're sitting. If you're sitting catty corner and your feet are on the footrest catty corner, all those linkages are going to start bending to that side. You have to keep your legs straight. You can cross your legs, but you have to still keep it centered. Certain things like that. Yeah, we would give
Mhm.
them advice.
Yeah. Wow. And what trends have you noticed in furniture repair industry, and how are you adapting to them? Like new trends, maybe in last 5, 10 years.
The trends with furniture repair. Well, you know, I don't see many trends outside of the fact that they're starting to use a lot more installers than the craftsmen. Like I said, with wood repair and leather repair, color blending, color matching. Uh, you know, uh, there's a lot of installers, is what I call them. They go out and they install a motor, or they'll install a switch, or they'll install a power supply in a recliner. If there's not a part, they don't know what to do, because when it comes to being artistic, because really it's an art when you start getting into wood repair and leather repair. So I'm seeing a lot more installers out there, as opposed to wood repair and leather repair guys. That's starting to die out. There's not a lot of people who do it. Believe me, I tend to keep an onboard with us a lot of guys who do that. I keep a lot of the old school guys, and I love them. I pay them even more because of their skills, and because they're great. And that's a trend that I see, is that we're losing those skills, and it's a shame, because it's a great skill. And um, I hope that can answer your question a little bit, but I don't see much of a trend. I do see also, with the people purchasing online furniture. Um, so I think it's great for people who don't have time to shop from one store to the other. I bought two sofas myself, and I went to, I don't know, 7 or 8 different furniture stores. It was a full day, and it was just not pleasant. Um, so I could see the online sales is really, really good for some people. I do see some issues with that sometimes, and that is that you are not able to feel the product when you order online. So this is one of the big things. People will order a sofa, and then when they sit in the sofa, um, they don't like how far it sinks down. That it's plush. Some people like a firm sofa. But how can you tell if you just order online, because you're looking at the pictures? So I see that being an issue too. So we do get repair calls on that, where we'll have to go out and actually stuff it and put foam, or put Dacron fiber or something in there to fluff it back up. But now it's pretty much modifying the sofa, and that's because you didn't go in there and sit on a sofa yourself and feel
Yeah.
it out. So
Yeah. But still, online is a good option,
it
and
is. It's a great
yeah.
option. There's a lot of people shopping online for furniture now. Uh,
Mhm.
Everyone's so busy. It's
Yeah.
so hard to, yeah. Yeah.
And they're not, new generations are not patient enough,
They're not.
seeking for furniture, during a day, it's too much for them.
Yeah, yeah. So, it
And
another good thing about the online shopping, is, you can buy your sofa at this one place, but you don't like their selections of tables. Now, if you're in the market to buy a new dining room table and a sofa, you could buy a sofa from this store, you could buy their table from this, and you can also just keep scrolling all the tables online. You can see, you can
yep,
run yourself to death going into all those stores, to get different products. So, yeah.
yep. And what's the best piece of advice you would give to someone looking to start their own furniture repair business with all of your experience?
They're starting their own furniture repair business.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, training is really good. I didn't have much training, but I do suggest, they do have, a Mohawk company that does have some classes on wood repair, and they travel around from state to state doing small shop trainings, and I do suggest that, highly suggest that. And if they do get into furniture repair, learn wood repair, because now that not many people do it, you're that much more valuable and you can make more money doing it because, you're going to be one of a kind. It's just, I just value them so much now, that I think that, uh, you want to do what other people can't. You want to do what's not all around you. Anyone can install a motor and a switch. Heck, I used to do some triaging for some customers over the phone, and I would actually, help them to install their own motor for the first time in the recliner because there was not a technician there. And I'd do live video with them, and they would successfully install a motor. But try to teach them how to do a wood repair. So it's just that much more valuable. You know.
Mhm. Wow. And what are your future plans for growth in the business?
Um, you know, I just, of course, you always want to get bigger. You always want to get more. You want to grow. Everything is a challenge. How we do this year to last
Mhm.
year. So, I'd like to do some training classes and stuff. I always wanted to. Of course, we're real tight for time because, who's got time to be doing all this when you're running a nationwide company, right? Um,
Yep.
so, just to do it well, have a good reputation, and just keep going forward,
Mhm.
with the furniture industry. Yeah.
Do you plan to expand the services that you offer or focus on new markets?
Yes, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, you know, uh, I don't want to talk about overseas because that's another whole big project, but I would love to do that. But uh, you know, there's big projects that we do too. We do, like when there is a manufacturer's defect, and you know it's happened to a couple thousand different pieces. We can actually go to a distribution center and bring a whole team of the technicians there to knock out all the defects before they get shipped out to the stores and into people's homes. So we do things like that as well. And then of course we can do the defects if they're already in the customers' homes. But it's great when you go knock out a bunch of pieces at a distribution center before they actually go to the stores. So we do stuff like that. We do big projects too, and so we're always open to doing that. So there's plenty
Mhm.
to do. Yeah.
Wow. So you are not gonna stop, John, like keep growing, right?
Not yet, not yet, buddy.
Perfect.
Yeah, I love it though. Some people love what they do, and that's something that I've always loved. That's why I just never left the furniture industry. Just always loved it. So I challenge myself all the time. How much more can we do? Can what do we need to be able to grow more and to cover more area? How do we get these technicians to be the best that they can be out there? And so I challenge myself. I love
Mhm.
challenges. So to me, the more the merrier.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. All right. So, would you like to share your contact information? Most of our clients, sorry, most of our listeners, audience, is from furniture industry. So, like, can you share your contact information? Are you open to any types of, partnerships?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. We would love to take on anybody that needs the work on either on a regular basis, a one-time shot, if it's just a large portion of product that's defective, and so yeah. How should I give you that? Just let you know what the website
Uh,
is.
yeah, we're gonna put your contact informations,
Okay, so you get it all. Yeah.
in the description. Yeah, but I just wanna know that, like, let's say I am a furniture store owner and I'm having trouble with my customer satisfaction after I deliver the furniture. Something happens during the delivery, after the delivery, or even like it could be a user, uh, mistakes, but they blame us and I need someone to fix it, and I don't have time or team for that. And can I get your help? Is that
Absolutely, yes, yes. We'd love to take on all the issues that furniture stores have or manufacturers. It's a very simple thing to do. Like I said, with our CRM, it's so easy to send us a work order. You don't even have to call us; just enter it in there,
Mhm.
and you can also check the status of each repair. You can go in there and see if it's in progress, if it's on hold, if it's been completed, and also you can see the reports in there. And everything's so simple to do in that system. And with the live chat, that really helps too. If you have any questions, you don't have to pick up the phone or anything, just add a message on a particular work order. So we've got a pretty good setup here, and the volume is no problem. We can handle multi-unit stores, and so yeah, all they have to do is acquire within.
So one last question, like this
Yes.
is uh, do you have resell opportunities as well, or is it like how can I work with you? Can I resell your services as a furniture business owner?
Yeah. I mean, we do have partnership in a couple different ways with some companies that use us. Absolutely, yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, because some other warranty and insurance companies, they offer resell opportunities for furniture store owners, and you can do the same, right?
Yes, yes.
I
We do
see.
not we do not have a claim business. I mean, a warranty business. We do not sell warranties. We don't even want that. We want to specialize in just the service, and that's it. There are some companies out there that do furniture repair and have a warranty, contracts that they sell through the furniture stores. We just only want to service the actual furniture damages.
Mhm. Because I have some clients like they sell some overseas furniture, but they're high end and they import from Europe, from Turkey, and they're high end and high quality furniture, but they might have some problems during the shipping and delivery process or even after the product delivered. And sometimes they need to fix it and they need to ship it again from the home country, and it costs them a lot of money, and it evaporates their profits from that sales. So in that scenario, like, you can participate in the repair process, and you can help them, right?
Yeah, sure, absolutely, yeah,
And
and we also do repairs for moving companies, for
Mhm.
the flood and fire uh, companies, and so we do repairs for all different types of companies, and some of them are third party. It
Mhm.
doesn't really, usually it's up to them to figure if it makes sense financially to have the repairs done. But yeah, we're available to help anybody.
Mhm. How about doors and, some type of, like, because, like, uh it was last week, I guess. I was in a conversation with someone from a very big, door company, they door manufacturer. and they were, manufacturing different countries, and they did really big, it was like 3 or 4 containers, and uh, during the, how do I say, like, it was like opened after they shipped. I think it was part of the uh tariffs or whatever, like, and the product was in the, harbor for in the port, like maybe 3 months. And when they open up the, their clients open up the packages, they were like partially damaged and, scratched and other things. And and it was kind of like either they're not going to accept it, or the manufacturer will fix it, but the manufacturer doesn't have an operation, in all 50 states. So,
Yes,
uh,
we could absolutely do things like that. Whole containers. If they all have pretty much the same issue, with the scratches or something, we can actually, like, again, we could send a team out there to go and knock them all out.
Mhm,
And now, of course, when it comes to doors and something like that, we're not going to send a guy out there to refinish something. But
mhm,
if it has some scratches in certain areas, to touch them up and maybe do a little bit of light spray to take care of them, or little chips or stuff like that. We can do that. We just won't
mhm,
strip something anywhere and do it like, I
mhm.
used to do that at
Yeah,
people's home. But
yeah,
I won't dare to ask my technicians to do that.
yeah.
So, but yeah, we can do that. We can knock out big,
Mhm,
large quantities like that. Sure, absolutely.
mhm, mhm.
And then
Be-
there's also faulty switches and stuff in recliners, and once they realize it, it's just there's two, 5, 10,000, you know,
mhm.
uh, but yeah, any large quantities, we can actually send a team anywhere.
Yeah, and
Any-
I know I'm asking these questions because, like, they lost money, and, like, really they lost money
Yeah, of
because
course.
they gave additional discounts to, their clients. And it was kind of like, hey, like, we spend a lot of time for the manufacturing, shipping, packaging, everything, and then at the end of the day we lost a lot of money, and it was for the showroom. And the guy was right, like, hey, like, I cannot put this like this, we need to repair or replace it. And because of the distance, they cannot replace it again because it's going to cost more. So they try to, give discount, and the guy found another company to fix, those doors. This is just one example. One last question, like, we have, I know we have listeners from kitchen cabinet industry as well. So do you do this kind of repairs as well, or is it just furniture, door?
If it's touch ups, anything
Mm-hmm.
on wood, pretty much.
Wood.
Yeah, if it's small touch ups, like we get a lot of hardwood floor damage. And we
Mm-hmm.
get that from moving companies that put a couple chips or something in the hardwood floors. Our guys can go out there and actually fill those chips and blend the color and everything. We get stuff. We don't want large stuff like the whole cabinet needs to be sprayed. Although I used to do that too. As you can see from the website, you probably saw the one cabinet that was, that was is lost all its color, and so I used to go in there, light spray cabinets to get rid of fine scratches and stuff like that. But I won't have our technicians go out and do that because it's just a little bit too risky with all that chemical.
Uh, One last thing, like, how about antiques? Like, do you repair antiques as well?
Oh yeah, yeah. Anything
Okay.
made of wood. If you know how to repair wood,
Mhm.
you could do floors, cabinets, antique, even the MDF paper. So you do it all. Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, John. Like, I learned a lot of things from you, and I hope our listeners, will like it as well. So would you like to add something, like, especially for new generations? They're not talented as like you
Learn
guys,
some
but
skills. you need craftsmen out there again, craftsmen in general, whether it's, you know, refinishing or wood repair or just some old school style. I wish they'd bring that back. Get some skills. And so, um, well, I really appreciate you, asking me to be on this show, and oh, by the way, I'm looking forward to your book.
Oh, yeah. And for commercials, like, guys, as you may know, we published our book. It's available on Amazon. You don't need to pay 20, $30. You can get it for free if you go to furnituremarketingpros.com. We even cover shipping and handling. It's going to cost you nothing. If you are in furniture business, if you are not in furniture business, we are just gonna give you a digital copy still,
Yeah,
something
yeah, that's very
good.
cool, though.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was wondering about that book, and I was wondering if that was yours or if it was another company that you had. Uh,
No, no, this is written by me. I put,
Nice.
my experience in marketing and furniture business, so, um I think like this is the only book that you can find combines marketing and furniture business. So if you are in
Nice.
furniture business, like in interior design, furniture store, mattress store, like furniture manufacturer, furniture repair business, office furniture business, second-hand office furniture business, like it doesn't matter. I put a lot of information. Yeah, it covers a lot, and it is the only book, and it's available for free if you go to furnituremarketingpros.com. And John, like, thank you for your, contribution to Furniture Success Podcast.
You're
You will
welcome.
get you will get this a signed copy for free, of course.
That's what I was
Uh,
gonna ask. I want your signature.
yeah. Uh, thank you, John.
Thank thank you
Uh,
very much too as well. It was great talking with you.
all right, thank
Yeah.
you. See you soon. Bye.